Prison. This is called a buzz cut because I'm Buzz Lightyear. This is actually a bald cap.
Yeah, we can clearly see that the grafts are still growing very irregularly on the... Hey, it's Matt. Welcome back to the channel where I'm gonna be giving you my comments on a recent video of Conor Murphy. Conor Murphy shaves his head to win back his dad, okay? And not only that, I'm gonna be giving you my comments on Conor Murphy's 4-month update after his recent hair transplant that he has done this year with Dr. Arocha in Texas, and he got around 2,000 grafts transplanted on his frontal hairline and on his crown. So we are going to be looking into that, how it looks like so far 4 months in. So make sure you stay tuned. Before we start, this video has been brought to you by GoFiber, which are hair building fibers you can use to mask any thinning or patchy areas on your scalp to make your hair look thicker and better. So make sure you check out the link in the video description below where you can visit GoFiber, get a free sample of your choice and try them out. See if you like them.
I'm the most handsome man on the planet right now. I just got a hair transplant. It's only been a few months. You don't get the full results until like a year. And it's looking so luscious. It's looking so good. And see, I want to be more relatable. Right now, I'm the most handsome man on the planet. I just need to be more relatable. So I'm shaving off my hair transplant that
Clearly his confidence level is pretty high. That's good.
I paid like, what, like 10 grand for it? And I actually did it without anesthetic to show how meditatively equimonious I can be. Prison. This is called a buzz cut because I'm Buzz Lightyear. Because I've been dealing all sorts of ayahuasca. Oh, I'm sorry. This is too funny. We're doing a giant YouTube skit and it's going to be really good. Hey, I'm doing this for you, Dad. I love you. Happy Father's Day. I just want to look like you because you're the most handsome man I know. I said I was the most handsome man on the planet. This is actually a bald cap with some fake hair.
Alright guys, see, when he's wrinkling his forehead, you can pretty much see already where the transplanted zone is, and I'm sure all of you guys notice it. This is the area which was transplanted, okay? The same on the other side, like that. So yeah, that's pretty much how the transplanted area looks like compared to the non-transplanted area, and you can just see that the transplanted area just looks a little bit more crusty. Even if she uses the same guard for buzzing the whole head, reason number one could be a great contrast between the color of the skin and the complexion. If you are pale and you have dark hair, then obviously this can look even more apparent. Also, if the follicles transplanted to the hairline are also thicker in diameter, it can bring more attention to the start of the hairline itself when it's buzzed, and it's not going to look so soft.
No more hair?
Yeah.
This thing is one right here. Wait. Hold on.
I also see that the hairline is not super straight. It has some nice irregularities in it, but also the density is not super high either, in my opinion. It's rather conservative density. And the doctor definitely focused on a naturalness here. He also partially restored his temple, or at least the transition from the hairline to the temple here. As you can see, it's quite irregular, by the way, if you take a look at it. I mean, it's like this, but it has some irregularity to it, obviously, and so does the hairline. You know, the hairline is not super straight either. It's going like a coastline.
I'm really happy with this. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, we can clearly see that the grafts are still growing very irregularly on the corners, and the density is also very low. It's like maybe 40% density from what had been transplanted overall per square centimeter, I suppose. That just means that he's probably not like early grower, and considering it's 4 months, it's still probably at least 50-60% more to go in terms of additional hair growth on his corners. We can clearly see it on this transplanted region how there are not so many hairs actually. It's still about to start growing, okay? We can see some, but not so many of them actually. The closer you look at such transplanted area, which you then shave or buzz very short, the closer you look, the more likely you are to find like some differences between the native hair and transplanted hair. Even if the transplant has been done like perfect, you can still find some little differences, but the more you kind of look at it from afar, the less obvious it is going to be.
This is the sad part. I did this to be more relatable, but now I'm even more handsome, and so I kind of failed. Like I keep failing. But anyway.
Now, as far as his donor area, here we can see on the right side how the doctor was utilizing the donor zone on the parietal regions. These are the sides of your head, and we can see the white spots, the white marks, which are gonna be staying there permanently as a result of follicular unit extraction. And here you can see how the doctor tried to spread these extraction from one another in order to avoid that patchy look on the donor area, the moth-eaten look. And here you can see it more clearly that these white dots will be noticeable even if you shave your head, and how noticeable there will be will depend on the skin to hair contrast that you have. This is like a pretty decisive factor in my opinion from what I have seen so far, which kind of determines how obvious these FUE dots will look like after a patient decides to do a close shave or fade on the sides and back, pretty much on the donor area where the hair had been extracted. But there is also one interesting thing that I noticed on his occipital region on the back of his head, which I want to show you. All right, guys, if you take a look at the back of his head, you can see the linear scar, which tells me that this hair transplant that he got in February 2021, as you can see here, obviously it was FUE because we see the shaved sides and back, and we see the homogeneously or hopefully homogeneously spread extractions. Here we can see a scar, and I don't think that Dr. Arocha combined FUE and FUT for like 2,000 graft hair transplant. Doesn't make much sense. That's why I think if this was FUE, 2,000 grafts makes sense. This might be probably from his previous hair transplant, which probably was FUT, follicular unit transplantation, where they take the strip from the most permanent zone of your donor area, and they don't need to shave the sides, they don't need to shave the donor area as such, and then transplant the follicles which were taken from the strip. So this obviously he didn't get scalp micropigmentation on that area, but probably it was just a very small FUT surgery. I don't know if he's going to turn his head further, but this is the end of the video already, so probably we won't be able to see, but this just tells me that he must have already had at least one more hair transplant besides this one. Okay, so this was a short update. This is how his hair looks like right now. Had he shown us the hair when it was still long, maybe we could have seen how the growth really was, but when he cut it short, I actually think that he's maybe somewhere around 40% growth so far, and we will see after 8 to 12 months after the surgery. Hopefully he will keep it growing so we can really judge the result for what it is. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it if you did. Check out my Facebook group, Hair Transplant Experiences, with over 2,900 members in the group. You can exchange your experience with other guys. Make sure you check it out. It's for free. Enter it on the link in the description below. You can also check out my website, mattdominance.com, where you can find a bunch of useful and hair transplant related guides which can help you find the right hair transplant doctor, best hair transplant doctors in Turkey. You can also get on a one-on-one consultation with me where I can help you personally and guide you through the hair transplant process myself. And that was pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you in another video. Do you want to have less stress and more success with your hair transplant like many of my clients before you already? Then make sure you apply for this one single call, very important call, which can help you minimize all the possible mistakes you could do throughout your hair transplant research. A call with an expert in this field which can help you maximize the chance of you ending up with a successful hair transplant. If you like that, make sure you swipe up right now and get on a one-on-one call with me.